Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey here, once again with another video on Arrow Season 6. So obviously we are a bit into the mid-season break, roughly about a week into the mid-season break of all the DC TV shows, obviously that including Arrow Season 6 as well. So in this time we usually get a few pieces of news coming out about like some of the episodes they're filming throughout the break or upcoming casting announcements for episodes that are going to start filming when, you know, the new year comes around. And in the past couple of days, we have got some pretty cool news regarding Arrow, obviously because it's an Arrow video, but specifically Roy Harper. Now, Roy Harper, we actually met back in Arrow Season 1, like he was sort of like an original cast member, like he didn't appear properly until the back half of Season 1, but he was pretty prominent in that like back third of Season 1. And then in Season 2 and 3, he was like a main player on Team Arrow. Obviously, he wasn't like officially Team Arrow like Arsenal until Season 3, I guess you could say. But in Seasons 2 and 3, it was very Roy Harper-centric. Unfortunately, we did see Roy Harper leave Arrow towards the end of Season 3, mainly due to Colton Haynes, who plays Roy Harper, having some like personal trouble, which is understandable. If he wanted to leave the show at that time, it was understandable. I think it would actually been unfair for them to say, no, you can't leave, you're on a contract, you have to stay on the show. It was actually very fair that they did let him leave the show at the time to let him deal with his personal issues and let him get back on track. We did see Roy return in Season 4 for one episode, which was an episode where we also saw the Calculator being involved, which was Felicity's father. Yeah, so you want about that storyline. But yeah, that was the last time we actually saw Roy properly on Arrow. So in that time, Colton Haynes, who as I said did play Roy Harper, has, got himself back together, just, wanting to get back into acting. He's been in a couple of movies, a couple of TV series, like reprising his role from some TV series, and then also being in new ones such as American Horror Story Cult this year. And in the past couple of months and stuff, and even last year as well, Colton Haynes was teasing just previously that he would be returning, at some points. Like he was also teasing it in Arrow Season 5, and we were thinking, okay, is Roy going to come back for the finale and help take down Prometheus? Obviously, that didn't happen, but just recently in the past month or so, he has been tweeting a lot, not tweeting a lot, but definitely tweeting some hints at it, and even saying yo, I am coming back, I just can't confirm when. And then in the past, maybe a couple of weeks, there was real massive hints that he was coming back to Arrow. He posted a picture on Instagram with a Lego version of Green Arrow and Arsenal with no caption, just that photo, and I was like, okay, well, you're basically saying you are coming back, we're just waiting for an official confirmation from the CW and Warner Brothers, so when's that going to be coming out? Now, he was actually in Vancouver this past weekend for Arrow's, I think it was their Christmas party or their mid-season wrap, but I think it served as both of them, a Christmas party and a mid-season wrap party anyway. So he was there with a lot of the Arrow cast, and okay, and it was so he was there, and it was a pretty big hint that, okay, well, he must be coming back to Arrow. Now, I'm not too sure if they were filming an episode with him there, so he might be right at the end, so it could be an end credit scene of sort, someone rings him and goes, Roy, we need you, or it could be him popping up in Star City right at the end, the last 30 seconds of the episode, which we do get with these DC TV show, an end credit of sorts. So maybe he was filming that, or maybe he was just free and thought, you know what, I'll go to Vancouver, party with the Arrow people, because I'm going to be joining them pretty damn soon. But it was confirmed in the past day that he would be back this season for a short arc. I need to make that clear, it's a short arc. We'll probably talk about that later on in the video. It's a short arc. Just remember that phrasing there. But this is what Mark Guggenheim and Wendy Mericle, who are executive producers or the showrunners of Arrow, said about Roy Harper and his return to Arrow this season. We're thrilled to announce that Colton Haynes will be reprising his role as Roy Harper for a short arc on Arrow this year. Roy is called back to Star City to help resolve an urgent matter with high stakes for the team. His short visit turns into something surprising when he reunites with Thea and sparks a change in both of their lives that will have long-lasting consequences. So I guess the first big question to talk about this, or come from this, is why or what brings Roy back? I know it does say that Roy is called back to Star City for an urgent matter with high stakes for the team, but is it a new threat? Is there's one villain that's coming for this short arc with Roy, and it's a real threat to our team and Star City? Is that why he's brought back? Or is it to deal with the villains that we saw teamed up at the end of the mid-season finale? So we had all the different villains we had met, throughout the opening half of Arrow Season 6. Is it to take on some of them, or is it a completely new threat just for a small arc? I guess that's one of the big questions. And is it a threat that Roy is familiar with? Is it someone that Roy might have met ever since he left Star City, or Starling City, I guess, at that time. Similar to the calculator stuff, I guess. Like, you know, Roy knew more about the calculator than the rest of the team knew back in season 4. Is it similar to that? That is probably one of the big questions that comes around this, because if they were just like, oh no, it's to take down the villains that we already have, it would raise questions of like, okay, well, why wasn't Roy brought back to maybe help with Prometheus when Prometheus got all of those allies on his side? Like, why wasn't Roy brought back? There could be some inconsistencies there, so maybe it would be better if Roy had some prior knowledge to these villains or this threat that is threatening our team back in Star City. Now, it does look like this could be the way that they do write off Thea Queen from the show. And the way that they could do this is that she just goes off with Roy. When Roy leaves after this short arc, Thea goes with him. Now, I think this is actually the right choice. If you've been watching my videos for a while, like obviously specifically my Arrow ones, you would know I really like the Thea character. I like what Willa Holland did with the character since season 1. But at this point, she's just really there. And I don't like it when they do that with characters. I'd rather they just, you know, move the character on, let the actor or actress go and do their own thing rather than staying in a stale role, which I think Willa Holland doesn't really want to be in this role anymore. I think it's more that she's on a contract, and I guess it's, you know, money, so why not just stay on it if she's not gonna, you know, not having to do too much. Like I thought back in Arrow season 4 when Roy came back and they had that moment after Thea had like gone on with the whole bloodlust thing, they maybe should have taken Thea with Roy at that point and just ended Thea's story there and gone off with Roy and had like a happy, you know, happily ever after sort of thing. But that could be what they're doing here, because it doesn't seem like Thea's got too much of a role to play this season, maybe like a mini one. And I think they might move her on. I think that's actually the right, you know, choice for her. But let me know in the comments section down below if you agree with me. Now, as I did say before, this is a short arc, as it is said by the producers in that little quote from them. So this is not a regular role return for Roy. He's not appearing in this episode, and then he's going to be for the rest of the season, and then continuing on to Arrow Season 7 if that happens. This is like a short arc, a short return for Roy, which I think is good because they can condense a lot of stuff with Roy into like a short amount of episodes. Now, I don't think they confirmed the amount of episodes, but you would say an arc is around 3 to 5 episodes, so I think he'll be around for 3, maybe 4 episodes. That's what I would go with, because he's going to be appearing in episode 15, and you don't want to continue on or having him there for too long if it's like a contained story that late in a season for too long, because they do need to wrap up the main story in that back, you know, couple of episodes or back handful of episodes. So they don't want to keep that arc going for too long. So if I had to put a number on it, I would say anywhere between 3 to 5 episodes is how long Roy will be back, which is much better than that one episode we got in season 4, when even then he was only really in the episode for about half of it. He wasn't like a main player in that episode. He was sort of like a, you know, he just like, you know, came along with the team. It wasn't like a main focus. Now, a fun fact with Roy coming back for episode 15 of Arrow Season 6 is that Roy Harper, the character, actually debuted in Arrow Season 1, episode 15. So this is like exactly 5 years, I guess you could say, after his debut, which is actually pretty awesome. Now, as I said, this could be like the write-off point for Thea, which I think is the right move, but going along with that, you'd also say that this is the best time to write off Roy. Even if you do want to see Roy return, they can't just keep bringing him back for like little like weird reasons, and they, you know, struggle to come up with more reasons why to bring him back. So I think this would actually be a good point in which to write off Roy. And if you don't agree with that, fair enough, but I think just for storytelling wise, this would be a good point. And the fact that he is around for more than one episode, like he's going to be around here for a short arc, whether that be like 3 to 5, maybe 6 episodes, maybe not that long, but anywhere between 3 to 5 episodes, as I said before. This is a good amount of time to give him his own little story, a good write-off point, and for him and Thea to, you know, possibly sort everything out and move along together, which I think is the right way to go. And I think this is just right to give the character a proper goodbye, which we really haven't received yet at this point. Like his season 3 goodbye was I don't know if it was necessarily rushed, but I don't necessarily think it was good just because of the situation, like Colton Haynes just needing to leave the show, which I understood completely. And then in season 4, like there wasn't really a goodbye. Like him and Thea had that moment, which is probably one of the best parts of that episode, but it wasn't really a goodbye. So I think if they can give a proper goodbye to not only the Thea character in this, like towards the end of this short arc, but also the Roy character as well, I think that's right. And you know, I think it's just the right way to go, because Arrow, you know, it is in season 6. I don't know how long it's going to go on. Like I think it will definitely get a season 7, I think, but I think past season 7 it would be getting pretty lucky if they continued on that point. So if they start wrapping up like the main characters that we've met in this journey right now, then towards the end of the series run, it doesn't become as too messy, and they're not trying to clog so much in. So if they can give Thea and Roy a goodbye towards the end of this short arc, I think it's the right move. But thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it would be awesome if you could drop a like on the video. I'm still overseas, I'm still on holiday, so if I'm not uploading every day, hopefully you guys understand. I do have videos that I want to make, but I'm just struggling to like organize the time. So hopefully you guys understand why there isn't videos coming out like the usual rate I usually do. But I will hopefully just try and get that sorted and try and sort that out so it's like not a massive dry patch on my channel. But yeah, let me know in the comments section down below your opinions on what I've said in this video. Are you excited to see Roy Harper back on the show? And do you think they will give him like a proper goodbye along with Thea at the end of this short arc? Just leave all of your opinions in the comments section down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. I'll catch you later, guys. Goodbye.